Hey everyone, Kelly Dean Allen here once again. Today going to show you how to play Jaded by Aerosmith, a cut and fairly big hit from the band's 2001 album Just Push Play. Now I've done a fair amount of tutorials for classic 70s Aerosmith, my favorite era of the band. However, I pretty much like it all, with Jaded being one of my favorite cuts from what I suppose we could call Aerosmith 2.0. It's also my wife and son's current favorite song, at least this week. I initially learned it just to do a cover earlier this week, basically to impress my 8-year-old son. He enjoyed it very much, by the way. Figured I'd pop out a tutorial as well, since it's all still quite fresh in my head. And with that said, let's close in and get started, shall we? Alright then, Aerosmith and Jaded from Just Push Play. We are in standard tuning for this tutorial. This one starts with a volume swell here on this A note here at the 7th fret of the D string, right? Just give that a little waggle and volume swell it up. And then we drop into the opening riff. And we're going to repeat that twice. So basically this is all going on the D string, right, along with the open A. We're going to hit that 6 of the D string 5 times and then go off to 4. Then we're going to go back onto 6, pick it, give it a little half step bend release, and then go 4, 6, 4, right, and repeat that twice. Then drop down to the G, hit the 6 of the G twice, off to the 4 of the G twice, right, and that's the riff. Now, each of these notes you're playing along with the string above it, right? It's kind of dissonant sounding, right? So everything on the D string here, we're playing along with the open A. And when we go down to G, we play along with the open D. Right? And repeat. However, the second time when we go down to G, we're going to hit it 3 times, right? Kind of like that. Right? And then we drop into the first verse. Now the guitars kind of break out of the mix here. It's a lot of just acoustic guitars and whatnot. They're kind of buried in the mix a little bit here during the verses. Now they're in A sus, right? It's like an A minor with your index off the first fret of the B string here, right? So it's open B, open high E. Now we're going to be in this for like 3 bars, right? And it's mostly acoustic, but when live, they'll play it kind of like this, right? Right, just A, D, G, catch the top 2 strings on the upstroke and kind of repeat that 3 times. Then into D sus for 1 bar, basically a D with the open high E, right? And you repeat that twice. Into B minor, just on the top 4 strings here, right? And again, you can kind of arpeggiate some notes, catch the top strings on the upstroke, right? Kind of like that, right? 4, 4, 3, 2, right? Off to D sus, back to B minor, and back to D. And then you choke off on that D. And that leads into the chorus. Now, 2 guitars going on here during the chorus. One is playing this, my baby blue. Jaded, I'm the one that jaded you. So what we're doing here is an A major bar chord here. Then we're going to drop into F sharp minor, just really on the top 4 strings, right? 4, 2, 2, 2, right? Then we're into C sharp minor here at the 4th fret position, and then we're going to go into E, right, and repeat that twice. A, F sharp minor, C sharp minor, E, and repeat. Back it up to D, then off to B, and then choke that B off, right? Now, over top of that is another guitar, all single notes. And we're going to repeat that twice. Open A, going to hit that 3 times, and then you're going to go 2-4 of the A. And then drop onto the 2 of the low E. You're going to pick that 3 or 4 times, and then you're going to go off to open a couple of times, right? Kind of like that. And then you're going to slide into 4 of the A string. Hit that 3 times, off to 2, back to 4, down to 2 of the D. All going on here on the 2s and 4s, right? And then 2-4, 2-4, right? And repeat twice. And then back into the main riff for just 1 repeat. Into the next verse. Down to D sus, back to A sus. Into B minor, back to D sus, back B minor, back to D. Choke it off. Into the next chorus, same as the first chorus. Repeat that twice, into D. Baby, I'm afraid of you. Back into the main riff, 1 repeat. And then we're into the bridge. So the bridge is going to be E major, into D, back to E major, into B minor, back to E major, back to D, back it up to C, back to B, and then back to B flat for 2 bars, right, leading into the solo. So that's the bridge. E major to D. And then we're into the solo. Pretty short, easy solo here. That's pretty much the solo right there. So we're starting here on the 9 of the G. We're going to slide it back to 6 and then back to 2. And then grab the 4 of the D string. Then you're going to go 2-4 D, 2-2 of the G and the B. 5, 7, 9, 10. Just riding right up the scale on the B string, right? Now we're going to drop onto the 12 of the B. Going to give that a full step bend. Reach up here with your pinky to the 14 of the high E. Release that bend and then grab the 12 of the high E. And then off to the 12, natural note on the B string, off to the 10, hit it twice, and back it up to 9, and give it a little slow waggle, right? Kind of like that, right? So that's the solo, pretty simple. And then we're just back into another verse, right? We've already learned this. A sus, into D sus twice, right, and then into B minor. We're going to do that B minor off to D again, but we're going to add one extra time, right? Now choke it off into the final chorus. We're going to repeat that 3 times during the final chorus. And then at the end of the 3rd time, we're going to go back into D again, right? But we're going to go into F sharp twice. And then back to D, and then back to B. Right? And right at the very end, finish on that A power chord, right? We just repeat the opening riff once through, right? And that, my friends, is how you play Jaded by Aerosmith, Brad Whitford and Joe Perry. Certainly hope you enjoyed that, found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be very kind and helpful to my channel. Love the shirt. And we'll see you next time, yeah? Cheers. It's an anniversary gift from my wife. Love it.